Ladies and gentlemen, coming up here on the SmackDown Ring Report, here on the Pro Wrestling Show, Trick Williams returns to the University of South Carolina for a special celebration. Trick Williams make indeed good on his promise to make his hometown, South Carolina, proud as he makes some history tonight. We'll get to it coming up here. Speaking of that, the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. I want to show you that right here. Paige and Brie Bella will take on Julia and Kiana James. Julia and Kiana James continue their and work together as a team. This grand team put the tag team champions to a position power play. We'll talk about that. Speaking of tag team champions, the WWE Tag Team Champions, R-Truth and Damian Priest will take on Tama Tonga and Tyler Tonga one-on-one, a non-title tag team title match. We'll see that match coming up. A lot of tag team matches, including a huge another tag team match. That's between Charlotte Flair and the 5-Fury Alexa Bliss will be out for payback when they battle Mission and B-Fab. The tag team match, make sure Jade Cargill is going to be somewhere around. Watch this match. Speaking of Jade, the former WWE Women's Champion, well dressed, Universe to lose and returning to attack Rhea Ripley. With Jade Cargill's motivation, we'll get to it coming up here. And we kick things off here on SmackDown with the WWE Champion, Cody Rhodes. There's nothing must decide whether to join SmackDown or to challenge Cody Rhodes and clash in. We'll get to it a little bit and why this just doesn't make no sense. We'll get the Pro Wrestling Show started right here, right now. Everyone, welcome to this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, as always, Kendrick Dix here. Glad you can join us here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Join in that conversation using the hashtag Pro Wrestling here on Connect. And don't forget to subscribe. Subscribing is caring. Tell a friend, call a friend, hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. This is the SmackDown Ring Report here on the Pro Wrestling Show. We thank you all for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss a thing. All right. What we got to get to a lot. We're going to get into this right here. We start off SmackDown with Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes coming out there with a contract in tow. What's Cody Rhodes thinking right here? Has contract outside his bus, his personal bus. Cody Rhodes had some business to take care of. We'll get to it in a minute. Well, we get to this right here. It looks like Miz and Kit Wilson are suffering the loss of last week when they lost to Danhausen and his many houses. It looks like Miz and Kit Wilson are trying to regroup real tough and bad. Well, their regrouping came in tonight when Miz wanted to challenge Trick Williams to a match for the United States Championship. Like Trick's going to be a babyface going forward. So I guess they had to make sense of that because it just didn't make no sense. So Trick Williams becoming a heel, it just wasn't going to work. But now they kind of seeing the error of their ways and stuff with what's going on. Well, it was working. Trick Williams working. They want to cheer him, let him cheer him. So it looks like Miz and Kit Wilson had their little squaffle. Well, it looks like Trick Williams had a little verbal confrontation with Miz and Kit Wilson, along with rapper Lil Zert, Lil Lot Yachty. They all coming out there. Well, the match was on. Trick Williams got the win over the Miz in a non-title match. Expect Trick Williams to feud with Miz going forward. So we could see that being a match between Trick Williams and Miz. Trick Williams getting the win over the Miz. I'm going to show you that overhead right here. Trick Williams getting the win over the Miz. Miz did not see that one coming, and Trick Williams in all his glory. Whoop that trick. Trick Williams keeps his United States Championship, but it was a non-title match. So look for Trick Williams to head off against Miz someday. So we'll see how that's going to go. That ascension. Trick Williams is going to be a future world champion, I guarantee you. So it looks like Miz and Trick Williams going to enter a program. We'll see that match when we'll see it. Well, speaking of that, it looks like Sami Zayn is not a happy camper about what's going on with Trick Williams. Sami Zayn even complained about not getting opportunity. Sami Zayn um, realizing his errors, his ways, and stuff like that. So Sami Zayn, what's gonna go down with him? We'll see. Well, speaking of that, it's like the women's tag team champions, Brie Bella and Paige, went against Julia and Kiana James. It looks like Brie Bella and Paige are a formidable tag team. I can tell you that right now. Formidable tag team after winning the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Brie Bella and Paige are trying to be fighting champions against all comers, and they did. And they defended. They didn't defend the gold, but it was just a non-title match. But looks like Paige and Nikki Bella or Brie Bella, I meant to say, are on the right track. And I can tell you that Paige and Nikki Bella doing what they can do. I'll tell you that right now. So we see how this going down. So how this is going to be between them and stuff moving forward. The tag team champions on the road, as always. I can tell you that right now. You saw that tonight, so you see they'll be having newcomers coming their way left and right. All right, we get to this right here. The contract signing. Well, it looks like let's show you right quick. Royce Keys. It looks like Royce Keys and Gunther had a collision course tonight. Royce Keys and Gunther. After Gunther thought he was going to get a future WWE Championship match at the signing with SmackDown, but Paul Heyman had he gave his word that he was going to help Gunther get a WWE Championship match. Well, not so fast. After Gunther had got interrupted by Royce Keys and coffee, he just got from AEW. Him and Cody kind of are familiar with each other from AEW days, but now they're in WWE days. But Royce Keys getting a championship match that quick, that too early. I think they was destined for him to doom to fail. I don't want to say that, but I'm kind of looking at it from all the lenses. Royce Keys was kind of set up to fail a little bit. Hopefully, Royce Keys will come from that, and perhaps not, because that was going to be you just won the Andre Memorial Battle Royal, and now they're going to get you put you into a championship contention shot when you really haven't established yourself on SmackDown. I like Royce Keys. He just hasn't established himself yet on SmackDown to get a main event championship match, like at least 6 months into getting a championship match. Not so quick, not in 4 weeks. But I get it, but at the same time, it's just too fast, too soon. People like this man right here, Carmelo Hayes, he should get a shot. He's been there for WWE for so long. Why Carmelo Hayes not getting a shot? And Royce Keys just walked on in and got him a no one contenders match. Well, it should be Carmelo Hayes, who's been working in WWE ever since the NXT 2.0 days. All of a sudden, I just don't get it. I don't get the theory of that, but to each his own. But Carmelo Hayes won his match over Ricky Saints. They're doing all these former AEW guys dirty. But if you ask me, they're not trying to. I'm not Carmelo neither, but these AEW guys coming in and they just jobbering to the former NXT guys and stuff. So there's a lot going on with that. Speaking of that, Sami Zayn still venting about his frustrations. He even vented to Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano probably wasn't paying attention, didn't want to listen to it. So he vented his frustrations out on anybody who will listen. And so Sam Grout is being a grizzly vet that wants to vent out his issues. Speaking of that, Danhausen saying that he's going to find something bigger and better. He won his match over the Miz and Kit Wilson over with the Danhausen now, saying he's going to get somebody that's going to be bigger. I don't know who's he's going to clone himself, which is crazy, but that's Danhausen for you. Danhausen with that situation. Like we said tonight, tonight's main event was going to be this Gunther taking on Royce Keys, something that really don't make no sense. I guess they want Gunther to earn it, but I mean, Gunther's a formidable challenger to Cody Rhodes. He really didn't need to earn a no one contenders match to make himself look good over Royce Keys. It just didn't make no sense, but we'll get to it a little bit later on in the show. Speaking of that, you see the new women's U.S. champion Tiffany Stratton alongside what's her name? Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green rubbing it in Tiffany Stratton's face. Stratton says Tiffany time. Well, Chelsea Green trying to get herself back into a position after losing her assistants and stuff. So we'll see what Chelsea Green is gonna do coming forward. So looking forward to seeing that. Well, speaking of that, we're gonna get this right here. Um, Women's tag team action. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss take on B-Fab and Miss Shin. Jay Cargill's mentions henchwoman's, and they can't show you that right quick. The henchwoman's right there trying to get right around the base and stuff like that. You can say um, with that situation and stuff like that. Well, it looks like we saw the match tonight, and Charlotte did come out there on her own. Charlotte Flair coming out there looking all regal and stuff. Charlotte um, pulled out. She did. She got distracted. I'm gonna show you this right here. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Oh, that's Paige, you know. Oh yeah, we saw that. But, looks like Jay Cargill coming out of nowhere, trying to stalk Charlotte. Charlotte didn't see that one coming. Charlotte trying to pinpoint what's going on with Jay, but Jay sent a message to Rhea Ripley that she wants her belt back. And Jay wants the championship belt that she feels at WrestleMania that she had lost. So Jay showing her dominance and stuff. We see Jay with that upset. I am it. Well, we know this coming up this next Saturday night main event. Don't forget, we'll have the Pro Wrestling Show Predict the Outcome special as well. The Saturday night's main event aftermath as next Saturday. You'll see Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, and Alexa Bliss team up in a 6-woman tag team match against Mitchin, B-Fab, and Jade. I would say 3 white women versus 3 black women. So we'll see that next week. Speaking of that, looks like Blake Monroe is coming to SmackDown. Blake Monroe looks like she's trying to show her look. So Blake Monroe's coming. We just don't know what Blake Monroe's going to do. We'll keep a close eye on what Blake Monroe. She left NXT, which is a very fast way to come to NXT. I tell you that right now. Blake Monroe's coming to SmackDown. Well, we get to this right here. Was Royce Keys. We can show you Royce Keys and Gunther. Royce Keys and Gunther in a number 1 contenders match, which really didn't make no sense, but it is what it is. These 2 men battle for a chance to meet Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, for the undisputed title. And we see right here, Royce Keys coming out of nowhere, fast tracking himself to get a championship match. He did so. as he did. You see Cody Rhodes. You see that tonight, but looks like Royce wasn't no match to Gunther. Gunther set up that power bomb after Sikoa came out there and tried to help Royce, but it just wasn't enough. Gunther getting the win and become number one contender officially for the WWE title at Clash in Italy. So we see right here Royce Keys setting up um Royce Keys got set up powerhouse known as Powerhouse Hobbs got set up by Gunther with that power bomb and jobbing. What's going on? Well, Cody Rhodes, a former AEW star, was the founder of AEW, one of the founders of AEW, came to interrupt the celebration of Gunther by delivering a crossroads to Gunther, laying Gunther out. Gunther really didn't see that one coming, and Gunther realizing, like, man, I gotta have my work cut out for me. So Gunther getting laid out by Cody Rhodes, and Gunther now had to deal with pay the price and pay the piper, as Gunther had realized that he got attacked from Cody Rhodes from behind, like he did Cody Rhodes, a couple weeks ago, and now Cody Rhodes returning the favor. All right, that ends the SmackDown Ring Report. Give you the rundown what's going to happen next week on SmackDown. Next week on SmackDown, like Tonga will take on Nakamura next week. We'll see that match next week. It's like a match from New Japan. We'll see it again. We'll see how that's going to go next week. So we'll see. All right. We're going to leave you here on the Pro Wrestling Show. Let's go on right quick. Go to Wrestling Hot Topics. If we go to Wrestling Hot Topics, I guess Wrestling Hot Topics, we're going to talk about this. A lot of people are saying 2001, one of the biggest Royal Rumbles, or star-studded Royal Rumble. And I want to show you that right quick. They had Stone Cold Steve Austin, who was the eventual winner and made a Royal Rumble history record that no one hasn't been broken ever since. This became the first man to win the Royal Rumble 3 times. The runner-up was Kane, but in the middle was Tyson O'Neil. Tyson O'Neil never joined the WWE in 2001. So I don't know why they got that, but at the same time, Tyson joined the WWE back in 2011. So that was nearly 10 years before Tyson arrived at WWE. So they did their own little typo. So we see how that's going to go with that. But it was kind of funny to me. All right. That does it for Wrestling Hot Topics. Thank you for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show. We'll leave you with Cody Rhodes sending a message to Gunther after they're going to meet one-on-one officially at Clash in Italy for the Undisputed Championship. We'll see that match between these two. Thank you for watching this edition of the Pro Wrestling Show presents to Saturday Main Event here on the Pro Wrestling Show.